down through your sit bones, lengthening through your spine. So we've just done our dosha quiz, just gone through the first prakriti, which is our inherent natural state over the most of our lifetime, our lifelong tendencies. And doing that section of your dosha quiz first will help you establish what your baseline is, what your natural place is that you revert to throughout your lifetime. Your vikriti is what happens when you experience stress or pressure, when there's a seasonal change or a life change or a diet or lifestyle change. And then that is what's your temporary state. So what often happens in the temporary state is that one of our usual doshas where we are might go into a little bit of excess or into depletion, and we might notice a little bit of a shift. That will then help indicate that we want to get back to our natural state, and therefore which dosha do we need to realign, balance, pacify. So for me, I'm Vata Pitta, and when I get stressed, my Vata goes into excess. So then what I often want to do is do Vata pacifying practice to bring me back down towards the earth into a calm state, those Kapha-like qualities. If my Pitta goes out of balance, and that's usually when I'm under, not stress, but under pressure, or I feel like there's a lot of demands made upon me, then my Pitta tends to go out of balance. So then I have a Pitta pacifying practice and lifestyle. So your dosha and knowing your dosha, your prakriti, will help you adjust your responses in the now so that you return to a state of calm and help you manage the more negative or shadow side of these doshas that tip you out of balance, and kind of help reintegrate you with yourself and the way that you want to be in your everyday life. Our practice today is Kapha balancing practice. The weather is lovely and cool today, thankfully. So this is a great practice when it's cooler outside. Let's ground down through our sit bones, coming into our mudra. So our mudra is the Kapha Nasha mudra. So folding your peace finger, extend your peace fingers and folding your ring and little finger, and place your thumb on your knuckles. So your peace fingers are extended. Palms face up. So we're going to be working with the fire element and the Swadhisthana. So water element and the fire element. At Swadhisthana is the water element, Manipur is the fire element. And this is because we want to bring up some of these more kind of uplifting qualities. So we want to turn up the waters a little bit. We want to stoke up the fire, and we want to kind of bring all of our practice up a little bit higher into this air element, the ether element, so that we lift up our practice, lift our mood, lift our energy, kind of just invite in a little bit of more movement, because Kapha tendency is to be very calm, stable, rooted, grounded, but then that can switch into feeling lethargic, passive, lacking in motivation, stagnant and stuck. So if you feel like that, that means your Kapha has gone out of balance. And what you want to do, because Kapha at its best is a beautiful dosha, but when at its best and when it's in balance. So when you want to lift it, you use a Vata or Pitta practice. So we're having a combination of the fire and the air and ether to lift us from the earth, rising up. Take a full breath in through your nose, out through open mouth. One more like this, inhaling through your nose, out through your mouth. Inhale to prepare for Om. Hands at our heart center. Exhale, Om. 3 times together. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste and welcome, yogis, to our Kapha balancing practice. Let's remove the block from underneath us. You're seated. And let's extend our legs long. Flex your toes. Lengthen through your spine, lift your crown, Dandasana. So engage here, already becoming active. So shifting some of that sluggish energy that we may have been sitting around during this week. Going to activate the energy by activating and hugging in. So hug in your mulabandha. So squeeze your mulabandha. So that's squeezing your pelvis. So, and then draw in your navel to your spine, knit your ribs together, Uddiyana Bandha. Lengthen your crown. Flexing your toes. Feel connected here. Find a point on the horizon that you can focus your drishti on, your gaze. As you look outward, you're channeling the energy to flow. So the energy is flowing out through our toes, through our crown, and outwards through our gaze. And if you have your mudra, your Kapha Nasha mudra, then you're also releasing energy through your hands, guiding, directing. This is where we're drawing in the focus, the concentration of energy. One more breath here. Take a moment here, and then let's draw our left foot in towards the right thigh. Janu Shirsasana. So turn your heart. Inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, hinge forward and reach towards your toes. And then release your hands either to your leg or the earth or your foot. Melt your heart towards your knees, your crown towards your feet. Again, we're creating some expansion. We're connecting with the elements of fire, ether, and air today to lift us from earth, which is where we can feel stuck in mud. Churn that through the water and lift it up so it becomes lighter and lighter. One breath here. Inhale, lift your gaze towards your toes and then walk your hands back towards your body. Take your left foot over your right leg. Hug that knee in as much as you can. Right arm out. And then as you exhale, take the elbow and wrap it around your knee. Shift your heart space, spiraling it over to the left, and take your left hand behind you. Keep your right foot engaged. To create a sense of length here. So lift and lengthen. One more breath here. Take a moment and then let's uncross this leg and hug that knee in one more time. Lengthen through that right leg. Let's take our right arm behind us. And left hand to the heart, and then lift your sit bones and come onto the ball of your foot. So right leg extends, you're on the ball of your left foot. Left arm can reach overhead or stay at your heart. Exhale, sit bones back down to the earth. Take a moment here. And then re-extend that left leg long. One breath here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, let's hinge forward and fold into Paschimottanasana. And you can have a soft bend in your knees here. Your hands can be resting on the earth, resting on your legs, ankles, or feet. And soften through your crown and neck. Forward fold. So we're beginning to churn here, shifting our metabolism, stoking up the fire. One more breath. And then lift your gaze towards your toes and walk your hands back towards your body, folding your right leg this time. Extend your left leg long, turn your heart towards your left foot. Reach up and then hinge forward. Really moving from your hips here to fold forward. And then rest your hands wherever they may be, on the earth, on your legs, ankles or feet. So for the Kapha element, what we're trying to create, the Kapha dosha rather, we're trying to create a sense of vitality, of lift, of reaching, that sense of driving forward. So these are active, engaged practices, a engaged and active practice. So hugging in your muscles, challenging yourself. Inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards you. Bend into lift your right knee and cross the right leg over the left. Hug this in as much as you can. Out with your left arm. Exhale, hug that knee in as close as you can. And then let's reach up and behind with our right hand. And gaze over your right shoulder. Keep the left foot engaged and flexed here. Breathing into your abdomen. So Kapha is very heavy and slow and cold and solid. These are like physical qualities of the earth, of matter. This is where the stability and the solidity of this character comes from, these sort of physical, material qualities translate into these psychological and emotional qualities. One more breath here in your twist. And then turn your head back to center, followed by your body. Let's uncross that left leg, hug it in as much as we can. I think, have I done the wrong leg again? I feel like I have. I have, because when I go like this, I'm going to be back here. So I want to be on the other leg. So whatever you did, and I don't know how I did this, but I think I twisted and got myself confused. I want to have my right knee bent. And then I want to come up onto my left leg extended and onto the ball of my right foot. So if I did the twist twice, forgive me. We're here in our half Kamatkarasana variation. Ardha Kamatkarasana. Right hand can reach overhead. And then bring the sit bones back to the earth and lengthen that leg. I don't know how I did that. My left and my right. Let's swing both legs around. Come onto all fours. As long as we balance our practice and just do the other side again. That's always my motto if I forget which side I've done. Come onto table, hands underneath your shoulders, untuck your toes here. Hug your navel into your spine. Engage your mula bandha by squeezing your pelvis. So the center of your pelvis, squeeze it. Hug that navel in. That's engaging your Uddiyana. Gaze to the top of your mat. Take a moment here. Tuck your toes now, and then lift your knees and hover here for a moment. Engage your core, fire up here. Full breath here. And then let's lower your knees, untuck your toes. Bring your left hand to the middle of your heart space and reach up with your right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread that right arm behind your left. Let's take your left hand to the sky, or take it to the outside of your right hip. Spiral that left shoulder towards the sky. Now, if you are happy here, I invite you to extend your left leg long. Keep the foot tucked. Or you can keep that knee on the earth, or extend the leg behind you. So your hand can be in the sky, or it can be at your right hip. One breath here. Exhale, lower your left hand here. Bring your right knee back. Inhale, right fingers to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Let's take a breath here. We're going to do the same on the other side. So let's bring the right hand to the middle of the mat. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky. Exhale, thread the left arm behind the right. That right hand can reach up to the sky, or you can bring it to the outside of your left hip. If you're happy here, stay here, or you can extend your right leg long and tuck those toes. This will challenge your balance a little. So you see how we're rising out of stability and testing and challenging our balance. So excuse me, Kapha. One more breath here in this variation. And then let's bring the right hand to the earth, bring in our right knee. Inhale, left fingers up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Take a moment here. Inhale, extend the left leg long, extend the right leg long, coming into plank. We're going to move into side plank here. So we're going to do the half variation and then the full variation. Bring your right knee to the earth. Right hand directly underneath your right shoulder. Turn onto the heel sole of your left foot and then sweep your left arm up. Half variation of plank. You can stay here. This is yogi's choice. Or you can extend your right leg long and come into plank. One more breath here. Let's bring that right knee back. Spiral the heart and come back into table. Let's go the other way. You might want to rotate your wrists here. Let's bring your left hand to the center here, so it's directly under your shoulder. Extend your right leg long and come onto the ball, the sole of that right foot. Draw your right arm across your body and reach up with your right fingers to the sky. Half plank. You might be happy to stay here, or you might want to extend your left leg. So you can see with my leg, I've got the sole of my right foot on the earth, and my left leg is on the toe side of my foot. Or I can, come onto the outer edge of my left foot and place my right foot on top of my left foot. Yogi's choice. One more breath here. Let's bend in to our left knee, bring it back to the earth, and then spiral our heart down, followed by our right hand, and turn back to the earth. Take a moment here. Bring your forearms to the earth. Spread your fingers wide. And we're going to come into a forearm plank before we move on. So extend your right leg long, tuck your foot. If you're happy here, you can stay in this half variation, or you can extend the left leg with both legs extended. Yogi's choice. If you're doing the half extended variation, so one leg is on the earth, swap knees now so that you get equal amount of time on both legs. Hug your navel into the spine. So we're firing up here. One more breath here. Kapha people tend to be very calm, thoughtful, considerate, compassionate, loving, devoted people. And they're steady and loyal and reliable and consistently there for you. So you see some of these poses that we're taking, we're connected with the earth, but we're also encouraging a little bit of challenge. One breath here. Let's come onto our knees. We're going to move into dolphin pose if you wish. Interlace your fingers. Bring your elbows a little bit closer so that they're underneath your shoulders and creating a little tripod here. Tucking your toes. This could be the place you stay. Or you could hover with your knees lifted. And this could be where you stay. Crown is reaching down. Or you can begin to straighten through your legs and walk your feet in slightly towards you. Yogi's choice. One more breath here, whichever variation you're in, because you could be hovering here with your knees off the earth or your knees connected with the earth. And then let's all bring our knees back to the earth. Uncross our hands and then sit back in child's pose. Let's take wide-legged child's pose, knees as wide as the mat, eyebrows center connected with the earth. Arms can be extended in front of you or alongside your body if you want to release your shoulders. So the plank, forearm plank, and the dolphin may place a little challenge in your shoulders. You may wish to bring your arms alongside your body. One breath here. And then let's all lift our gaze, come onto our hands back into table, crossing our legs. So we talked about Gomukhasana. So this is one way to come into Gomukhasana. Let's take our right knee and bring it in towards our nose, round through our shoulders, really engaging here. And then let's tip those right toes up towards the sky and take our gaze up. Engage here. Now your option here is to keep both hands on the earth or shift the weight into your right hand and reach back with your left hand towards your right toes. So I'm going to wrap my peace fingers around my big toe. One breath here. And now we're going to transition to Gomukhasana. So bring the left hand to the earth, knee towards your heart, and then cross that right leg in front of the left so that your knees are together here. Take your toes as wide as your mat so you create this sort of scissor shape here. And then walk your hands back towards your body. You can stay quite high here. You can have a block on the earth behind you so that when you come down onto your sit bones, you come onto a block or a pillow. It could be as high as you want. Or you come directly onto your sit bones here in Gomukhasana. So remember, there are lots of options of where we are here for this one. You don't have to be in the same place because we have different bodies. We know we've done the doshas. We have Vata, Pitta, or Kapha bodies. We have Vata, Pitta, Kapha constitutions. Tendencies, characteristics. One more breath here. I didn't tell you what to do with your hands. And do your Kapha and Nasha mudra. It's also known as the Pran mudra, the uplifting and energizing mudra. One more breath here. Let's come back onto our hands if you weren't already, and then bring that right knee in towards your heart, and then lift the toes up towards the sky just for one more time. Then extend, legs parallel. Bring the toes to the earth. Keep the toes tucked. Come into a twist here. Left fingers go directly up towards the sky. So your left knee on the earth, right leg extended, right hand on the earth, left fingers in the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Come back into your table. Rotate your right wrist if you need to release the wrist a little bit. Remember, if your wrist begins to hurt, you can always have your create a little fist and have a fist on the earth. Or you can come up onto your fingertips. Again, that will lift the weight out of your wrists, surprisingly. And your fingertips are really strong. You won't believe how strong you are. Now let's bring the left knee in towards our heart and nose. Take a moment here. Lift the left toes to the sky. Lift you again. We're going to shift the weight into our left hand if you so wish, and reach back along with your right hand towards your left foot. You can take hold of your foot or wrap your peace fingers around your big toe. Creating this twist. So for Kapha balancing practices, we create twists and forward folds, back bends. One more breath here. Release that big toe. Bring your hand to the earth here. Now let's bring that left knee in towards your heart and take it to the outside. So that left knee is in front of the right knee. Toes are towards the edges of the mat, creating this scissor shape. Walk your hands back towards your body. And stop wherever you feel comfortable. So you might be up here. If you want to have a bolster or a cushion, or sit on a bolster. So if I have a bolster, you can see it's a lot higher. And it's organized behind me. So I could sit on my bolster. This still gives me a lot of space. Always stay on our knees. Before we come on our sit bones. One more breath here in your Gomukhasan. Lengthen your crown, and then let's exhale. Hands back onto the earth, coming back onto our hands. Let's uncross that left leg, bring it in towards our nose, and then extend the left toes to the sky. Parallel leg, tuck the toes, inhale, right fingers to the sky, coming into our twist. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Bring the left knee on, and let's just shake out our hips if you need it. Rotate your wrists, your ankles, whatever you need. I'm going to come into lion's breath here, Simhasan. So let's bring big toes together, take the knees apart. And you can either sit on your heels or you can stay a little bit hovering up, whatever yogis prefer, depending on how your knees are feeling here. Bring your fingertips to the earth or the palms of your hands to the earth. Have your fingers facing forward at the moment. Take a full breath in through your nose. And as we breathe out, we'll poke our tongue out and exhale the breath in a rush. And you can always bring your eyes in here. Inhale fully through your nose. And a forceful breath out through open mouth. Now let's turn our hands so that the wrists are facing forward and the fingertips are facing back. So again, you can be on your fingertips or you can be on the palms of your hand, yogi's choice. Take a full breath in, out through open mouth. So we're shifting that energy. We're introducing a little bit of fire. We're lifting the sense of being melancholy, being stuck, being close to the earth. Let's sit back on our heels, release our hands, and we're going to move directly into mountain pose here, tucking your toes, lifting your tailbone to the sky, pedal your feet. Make sure that you feel comfortable here so you can have a deep bend in your knees. Turn the insides of your elbows forward, ears between your arms. And then you can either jump or step forward or walk forward to the top of your mat, however you wish to get there. Forward fold here. And then when we're all together, let's unfurl our spine one vertebrae at a time to come up to standing. So standing at the top of your mat. So if you feel like dull or inert, your energy is dull or inert, or you're beginning to feel a bit overly attached, overly protective, maybe you're complacent, maybe you just don't care, maybe you can like resistant to change, this is a sign that you've really sunk deep into your Kapha tendencies. And it may make you feel as if you're stuck and not moving forward or not being able to lift yourself out of it. Thinking about our diet, thinking about our yoga practice will help lift us out of that. So doing some rounds of Surya Namaskar is one of the easiest ways to shift energy, to step energy up into another gear. So even if you practice your Surya Namaskar slowly, you are still moving the energy from that very kind of lower earthly energy into the more of the higher energy. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Fingers to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on shins or calves, or thighs rather. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back long with your right leg. Drop your right knee to the earth. Untuck your toes, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Untuck your toes, step back long in plank. Or bring your knees directly to the earth in half plank, Ardha Phalakasana. Everybody together, knees, chest, chin, and Ashtanga to the earth. Slide your knees away, rising cobra. Pressing into your hands. Exhale into mountain Pradipasana. Let's bring your left knee to the earth and step forward with your right foot. Rise, Chitakasana. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step forward with your left foot to meet the right foot. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to sky. Hands, exhale to heart. One more round on the other side to balance this. So this one whole round is right and left. Let's work with the left side. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands on shins or thighs or fingertips on the earth. Yogi's choice. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back long with the left knee. Bring the knee to the earth. Untuck your toe. Hands to sky. Chatakasana. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your left toes and step back long. Balasana, you can bring your knees directly to the earth. Yogi's choice. All together now, knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga to the earth. Inhale, slide your knees away, rise in Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, back into mountain. Let's drop the right knee to the earth and step forward with the left foot. Untuck those right toes. And rise up. Chatakasana. Exhale, hands to earth. Step forward with the right foot. Hands rise up. Exhale to your heart. One complete round of Surya Namaskar. And already your energy is going to feel different. Your heart rate has increased. Your metabolism has increased. So those feelings of lethargy, of being stuck, of being stagnant, begin to shake it out. Let's add on. Coming into Tadasana at the top of your mat. Hands in your Kapha Nasha Mudra. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, fold forward down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips can be on your earth. Exhale, fold. Step back long with your right foot. Stay engaged with the ball of the foot there. Inhale to rise up into high lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart center here. Turn your gaze over to the left. Hands at your heart. You can stay here, or you can take your left arm behind you. Right arm forward. One breath here. Exhale, hands back to your heart. We're going to step forward with the right foot now. So turn your heart back to the front and step forward with your right foot coming directly into chair pose, Utkatasana. Take a moment here in Utkatasana. Exhale, turn to the right. If you wish, you can hook your elbow over your left knee. Sorry, turn to the left, I'm sorry. Hook your right elbow over your left knee. So the twist is in the same direction as earlier. One breath here. Inhale, turn to center. Utkatasana here. We're going to do Apasarasana like we did the other day, angel, and move from Utkatasana and angel pose. Inhale, begin to straighten through your body and your legs. Open out your arms like angel wings, come into your mudra. And then let's take our left leg long behind us. Your toes can stay on the earth. Hands to heart, bend into your knees, left foot meets right foot. Let's do it again on the same side, so left side again, left foot again, reach back. So we're adding a variation to what we were doing the other day, to Kapha 1 practice. Exhale again, Utkatasana. One more time with the left leg reaching behind, and perhaps each time you take it a little higher. And then exhale back into Utkatasana. Take a moment here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here before we repeat it on the other side now. So this time we're going to step back with the left leg. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers can be on the earth or on your legs. Exhale, fold. Let's step back along with the left foot. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, high lunge. So let's really sink low here. Keep that left leg extending behind you. Reach out through the heel of that foot. Arms above you. Bend into your right knee. Exhale, hands to your heart center. You can stay here or turn to the right. Again, hands can be at the heart center. Now, your option here is to reach behind with your right arm, if you so choose, and forward with the left arm. Take a full breath here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn your gaze to the front. We're going to step forward into Utkatasana. Gentle bounce, and if you need to take a few steps, take a few steps. Utkatasana. And here we exhale over to the right. We'll turn around so you can see me. If you wish, you can hook your left elbow over the outside of your right knee. One breath here. Inhaling. Let's turn back to center. So we're going to do our angel pose. Angel and Utkatasana. So angel and strong pose coming together. Apasarasana, Utkatasana. Inhale, straighten through your legs and your body. Exhaling. And then when you take your next breath, reach behind with your right toes. So option here, right toes can be on the earth or lift it. Inhale into Utkatasana. Take a breath here. Inhaling, Apasarasana. Exhaling, Utkatasana. So you can synchronize your breath. So you move on the in and out breath, or you take a breath in between and move on the in breath. Yogi's choice. We're going to do this 3 times. And then back to Utkatasana. And inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Take a moment here. Your breath is probably a little bit heated. It's flowing a little faster, so you feel the vigor, the forcefulness, the vitality, the intensity of our practice is uplifting and energizing. So really, those beautiful qualities of Kapha, when they shift out of balance, to lift them up with this practice. From here, we're going to come back to the top of our mat. If you moved away from the top of your mat, we're going to move into our warrior sequence. Virabhadrasana flow. Hands at your heart. Take a moment here. So you'll notice that when I want to reground and connect, I come into Tadasana. And that just helps. You notice immediately how that steadies my breath. Mountain pose is the most Kapha of poses, the steadiness, stability of a mountain. So because we saw earlier, I'm Vata Pitta. So this kind of practice can take me a little too high, so I could hear myself getting my breath getting too fast, and a little bit of lightness, a lot of lightness in my heart. So I just want to ground for a moment. So if at any point you need to ground, come into your mountain pose, either standing mountain or mountain with your hands and feet on the earth, Parvatasana or Tadasana. Let's step back long with the right foot. Drop the heel immediately so you come into this warrior 1 stance. Hands at your heart. So when we come into warrior 1, or any of the warrior poses, our heel is connected with the earth. The foot is at a 45-degree angle. We're pushing the energy through the outer edge of the leg that's behind, so in this case, the right leg, bending into our left knee, turning our hips forward. This is warrior 1. Hands can reach up. So high lunge is on the ball of the foot, And warrior one, this is the heel on the earth. Exhale, warrior two, Mahavira Sun. Have your mudra, your Kapha Nasha mudra, to increase vitality, build energy, to build and grow the energy, uplifting in nature. Drop your right hand up and over, Shanti warrior. If you wish, you can take your right hand to the back of your lower back and wrap it onto your left hip. So instead of gazing down towards the earth, let's spiral our gaze up towards the sky. One more breath here. We're going to move into our balance. So remember, we're going to move into our warrior three balance. So shift, release your right arm, cartwheel your arms back into warrior two, and then let's cartwheel our right arm to the earth. And as we do that, we come onto the ball of our right foot. That left hand can reach on the earth as well. And then we hop that right foot off the earth. So yogi's choice here. I want to give myself a bit more space. Hands can stay on the earth, on blocks, wherever you wish. Or you can have your arms alongside your body, reaching behind. So coming into your mudra. Crown reaching forward, the heel. So again, have this sense of expansive energy. Like we did right at the start of our practice, Dandasana. We were expanding the energy out through our feet, our crown, our arms. We're doing the same thing here. One more breath. Bend into your right knee. Step forward with your right foot to meet your left, coming back into your standing mountain Tadasana. Again, take a moment if you need. So this compassionate side. So there's the humble warrior, the peaceful warrior connects the compassion and loving nature of Kapha. The Mahavira Sun connects to the strong, stable nature of Kapha. But by bringing in the mudra, we're guiding that energy in from an inward-looking energy to an outward-looking energy. Let's repeat this round with our left leg now. Inhaling, let's step back along with the left foot and then immediately drop the heel to the earth. And you might want to adjust your alignment here. Bend into your right knee. Check the angle of your left foot. Turn your hips so they are facing forward. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Exhaling into Mahavira. Drop your left hand onto your left leg or wrap it round the lower back. Inhale up and over with your right arm. Now, rather than gazing down, let's spiral our heart and gaze up towards the sky. Cartwheeling the right arm and left arm, coming onto the ball of the left foot, hands to the earth, onto blocks. Little hop to lift that left foot off the earth, to come into warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. So hands can be at the heart or on the earth, or you can have your arms reaching behind you. I hope I don't fall onto my dog. He's sleeping. One more breath here. So have your shoulders away from your ears here. Engage your navel to the spine. You might be wobbling on your right leg as I am. Re-find your balance. And then bend into your left knee and bring the right foot to the left foot. Inhaling up to standing. Standing mountain, Tadasana. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, let swan dive down towards the earth. Come onto our knees. Let's swing our hips around. And take a moment here. Options today. when we come to the earth. We're going to come into shoulder stand. So options for shoulder stand are you come to the wall, right up against your wall with your hips. And then you can lift your legs and spiral your body so that you can use the wall to have your legs extended up to the sky. That's option 1. Option 2 is to have your legs lifted. And you can always place a bolster underneath your hip bones. So you can have legs reaching up towards the sky. And then variations for moving into Shavasana. Inhale, hands on the earth. Tuck your knees in towards your eyebrow center. Support yourself on the earth with your hands, and then immediately when you've lifted your hips, place your hands underneath your sit bones so that where your hips are, they're almost sitting in your palms. So that you're supporting the heaviest part of you. You're supporting here, your pelvis. And then begin to lift either one leg at a time up towards the sky or both legs at a time. So you might have your legs at an angle like this, or you might walk your hands down your back and then straighten through your legs. Move with care. Toes reaching up, so relax your toes so that you can feel a little bit of relaxation here. So you can be in different places for your shoulder stand. So you could be a little bit lower. Make sure that you support your back at all times. So here, the weight is in the weight of my hips and pelvis when I'm in this variation. I'm supporting it with the scaffold of my arms. Keep gazing up. One more breath here. Then wherever you are, bend into your knees, draw them in towards your eyebrow center, and then lower carefully to the earth. And if you're on the wall, slide your legs down so that you come into this sort of little curled up ball. So everybody should be in a curled up ball right now. Let's stay here for a moment. A head on the earth. You hug those knees in. We're going to move into our encounter pose. So bring your feet to the earth. Lift your hips and place your hands underneath your sit bones. And extend your legs long. Sorry, puppy. Tuck your elbows underneath you. Draw your shoulder blades together. And then inhale and lift yourself up onto your forearms. So that you look like you're sunbathing here. Chin tucked into your throat. This might be enough for you. Or you can reach back with your crown towards the earth. This will lower your body slightly so there's a less domed effect. Feel a little bit of a doming across the heart. Throat is open. So we're now really connecting with the ether element. Air, so air element is at our heart space. Ether element is at our throat space. One breath here. If it feels too intense for your lower back, you can always have a bend in your knees, your feet connected with the earth. Slide your head so that the back of your head connects with the earth. Bending into your knees, lift your sit bones so that you can slide your hands away from underneath you. Let's align here for a moment. From here, you can move into your Shavasana. From a short Shavasana today. So Kapha is the devoted, loving, tender friend, one who offers protection and nourishment and stability. Tend to have a calm, grounded nature, live life in a very measured way. And in balance, they offer sweetness and loyalty. Out of balance, things can feel a little congested, sluggish, dull, stagnant, stuck. To shake that up, to bring the Kapha back into balance, we introduce movement. So we move from the earth up through water, into fire, into air, into ether practice. So we bring in the more characteristics of Vata and Pitta in order to balance the Kapha, to lift the Kapha and bring it to a place of equanimity and balance. Take a full breath in and begin to stretch through your fingers and toes. Full breath out. Soften into your fingers and toes. Inhale to stretch out. Take a full breath, taking up space, expanding here. And then exhale, let's curl everything. Let's bring your hands to your heart center, if not already. Just closing our practice by chanting Om Namah Shivaya 3 times. So Shiva is that energy of wakefulness, of out of which all arises. So that for me resonates with the Kapha dosha, and close with Om Shanti. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis.